You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.
Night Terrors Nightwing #1, written by Becky, Cloonan, Michael Conrad, with art by Daniele, Nicuolo. I don't know, Adriana Lucas and Wes Sabat. All I know is this is bullshit, Eric. And when I'm reading this book, I actually had this like weird idea, like this feels a lot like a Future State like type of feeling story.
Is it because Nightwing is back in Arkham Asylum like he was in Future State?
It just felt like it was not connected to shit on shit, and it ended up being like something like, okay, like maybe it could have been a Future State, or maybe it could have been this, but I don't even know what's going on.
I can break it down right here with the idea that Nightwing finds himself in Arkham Asylum with a bunch of other Batman rogues. He doesn't know why he's there. He doesn't remember anything. And every guard and doctor is an Island of Dr. Moreau animal person for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason. And we don't know that the play of this issue, and the funniest thing of it, I actually at one point
the guards
thought,
are pigs, and the scientists are lab rats.
You get it? In that I'm going through this, I'm like, well, am I going to have to give Conrad credit because we don't end up seeing the flat? Oh, there they are. With his parents, I'm like, all right, you're doing something here. And then I just thought, like, at the end, we were going to get some crazy idea. It ends up being it, but I really thought that we were going to get a Nightwing who ends up shooting Thomas and Martha Wayne to make the everything. But then at the end, it's just like, man, you did it. You killed Batman. Maybe it's also the dead Batman in this as well that kind of throws that Future State idea in my head. But by the end, I don't even know what the hell we're getting this for. This is just, I mean, you could say insert cash register sound.
Oh, yeah,
because
definitely.
This doesn't have anything to do with Night Terrors. It's not going to have anything to do with anything going on
what do you
with
know?
Nightwing.
But Jim, you have no idea. Maybe Nightwing has the Nightmare Stone inside his head.
He may. I don't know, but it'd be funny if we actually like see something in that toilet in his cell. But even then, like everything in this just feels like what Conrad does a lot. Okay, what sort of thing should we throw in this page? And well, and these ideas of, okay, we're going to get the Island of Dr. Moreau type deal, a Watership Down deal. We're going to end up doing that. But then with the whole play is, I just don't know why we're getting this story. But did you like anything about it? I don't even know what to say about it.
I like the art because it's like an over-the-top kind of, I want to call it cartoony, but it's not really like as cartoony as you might think by me saying cartoony. It's just really bright and vibrant and very sleek lines, and I think it looks great overall. It's not a normal Nightwing style, but I do enjoy what we get here, especially when you have the animal people, the Island of Dr. Moreau human-animal hybrid. For whatever reason, they look really good, but Nightwing just being in Arkham Asylum, being locked in a cell with somebody else who's not there until you see there's somebody underneath his bed, but you can't tell who it is until he comes out later on. And it's just Scarecrow.
And it's just Scarecrow.
But he's just all like weird and like floppy, like, you know, no bones inside it, kind of like just skin, like kind of walking around. And like, that's spooky, I guess. It's just Nightwing does not know why he's there. He's surrounded by his greatest villains. He's going to get electroshock therapy. He breaks out. He gets attacked again, put back in there, breaks back out, only for him to remember, oh my God, I killed the Batman, and that's why the villains love me, because I finally did it. But there's also, you know, Nightwing's parents there, zombified versions, because nightmares, and I want to freaking glean something about this, tell you something that's really clever, just break down some psychology to this, but it's just Nightwing in an Arkham Asylum, and he doesn't remember anything.
And the play of this, and I'm reading it, right? Now, you know, imagine that, Eric. And I'm going through it, and I'm like, oh my, what page am I on? Oh shit, I'm on page 7? And then I look, and I'm like, this is 30-some pages, so I'm going through it, and at the end, when it's like, oh my God, I killed Batman, it's like you had one little idea, and boy, you stretched that shit out. This better be made of fucking rubber. How much you stretch it. And then even at that, it's like, oh no, now they have Barbara and she looks like a cyborg. What is going on?
Oh, even the idea of this whole thing, because like we even have a bit of that in Punchline. It seems like the idea of snakes and cyborg Batgirl is really going across people's minds.
That's
but this whole thing, like it even goes back to what we kept doing, like, you know, for some reason we had the robot Oracle that kept showing up in different things like a Future State, but in regular continuity as well. I don't know how it all works out, but this book and Punchline both show you a Barbara Gordon that's hooked up with wires and a monstrosity, because I guess this is not only what, you know, maybe Barbara's afraid of if we had a Batgirl Night Terrors, but it seems like a lot of people are scared of a cyborg Barbara Gordon.
Yeah. And again, like I said, I'm not expecting too much. First, it's the Cloonan, but also the idea they're not doing the Nightwing book, but, you know, do a little research, do a little something to give people who are getting that Nightwing book, because a lot of people who I'm talking to, they end up, well, I wasn't going to read Nightmares, but I have Nightwing on my pull list, and my stupid guy at the comics, they're just putting them in with that. So you can assume it. Yeah. So give people at least something there. Obviously, nothing is going on in this book in the whole overall Night Terror story. Nothing. So when you do this, give us some of these things. And I keep saying it, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I can't help it. The idea of a Nightwing who may be, wondering if he's doing what Alfred really wanted with the money and stuff like that.
Going in my mind.
Also the idea of, little fears. Now we have the Titans book still coming out. See, but even that, like I'm letting my friends down
on the Titans, because right now you are the head of what essentially is the Justice League and the DC universe. Are you ready? Even though Batman told you since you were a young child that one day you would run the Justice League, you would lead them. Do you think this would weigh down on a Dick Grayson? And I'm like, yes, it would. These are big things outside of his parents' death, being zombies.
We already said about the idea of Alfred and the money, because I think that would kind of be something. Maybe I'd let him down.
Or maybe even toy with Heartless.
And we could, maybe I have let a serial killer go all this time and he's killing people. Maybe that's a living nightmare, what he's doing. But even the idea, because again, we said the Titans deal, you can double dip, but do it in a way, get a hold of, I think it might be Andrew Constant. Hey, what are you doing? Okay, what I'm doing is, there's Nightwing who thinks that he has pushed his friends, the Titans and all them, into doing too much because he hasn't been, and maybe play with that idea that we always say every time we get a Nightwing book, he always has his friends come in, but also not just, almost the idea, I'm replacing Batman when he's still around. Like the idea that he was always, hey, I was Batman at a point when he left, but Batman's still around.
I agreed, but maybe that's where he is to a degree subconsciously with the idea that he killed Batman here because he is essentially the Batman going.
Maybe, but I don't think they're going to play it that smart.
I don't think they are either, because I'm telling you, I'm grasping at straws to try to make a connection to something that makes sense and feels like it'd be meaningful just with the death of Batman here. But just the death of Batman, it's like, oh no.
Yeah, I did. And then you keep going. I thought it was over then. Oh no, because again, where he's coming into Arkham, and he's like, I must be drugged. I don't know what's going on. We see two panel of Insomnia.
Zaz, Two-Face, and all
and
these
you
other
get all the villains. So you end up where he's like, I don't know. Oh, man, you're an icon. Okay. But that's like the one-hit joke that you're leading to. You're really setting up this, oh, man, you killed Batman. And then at the end, even at one point when they're like, hey, he woke up. We need to talk to him. Have the mouthpiece removed. And then he kind of just takes it out himself. I don't even know. The art's a little wonky up there. But then he's got the grin of the Joker. I don't know what's going on at points in here where I thought, oh my God, Dick Grayson, show how smart he is. Show also that he has the heart. I'd even go with the idea that a Dick Grayson is so great a guy that even his nightmares are nice or something weird like that, but you don't do anything. You then go so generic with, oh my God, the parents. Oh, here we go. Oh, Batman. Oh my God. And maybe you could have played something with the brothers. Maybe you could have played something with his sister that he just found out about. Things like that.
She's still out there.
Yeah, you don't play any of that. Maybe you
Tony Zuko something, maybe, but even that feels a little bit too on the nose.
Maybe the conflicted idea where the best thing that ever happened to you, Blockbuster getting murdered by Heartless, you're double conflicted there because you actually feel good. Oh my God, I'm happy that, but
and you're upset that you feel happy,
and I'm upset I'm happy.
Conflict, drama.
I let this. So I mean, I'm telling you, if it's me now that I'm thinking of it, fuck this issue. I'm doing script out here. People can tell me if I got it. I would have it where Nightwing is going around almost like a Batman. Heartless is his sidekick. They're going around doing shit, and then he realizes, holy shit, I'm kind of relying on this guy to do the bad things that I can't do, and then have him realize, and that would go well into the series. I think that would be a pretty cool deal. But here we have nonsense. I mean, half the issue, you can't even tell what's going on.
And you say that. The thing is, I still think that the art looks cool, but it's nowhere near a saving... Cool. It's nowhere near a saving grace like we had in the first section with Superman and Wonder Woman, because that really elevated a book that was worth nothing. At least that made it something. This, it still looks cool, but not to that kind of level. And just the story itself is just Dick Grayson in a nightmare Arkham Asylum with animal people. And I killed Batman and there's a cyborg Oracle. Oh no.
The play that they're almost going with, and it doesn't work because we know this is Night Terrors. Yeah. We know what's going on here. if it wasn't Night Terrors, if this was just a Nightwing story that you end up going into, immediately we would think it's Scarecrow. Oh my God, Scarecrow, he must be there. We've seen this a million times. We saw it recently with Batman, where he's kind of on a gurney, but he's thinking of these nightmares
even Dick
and
Grayson
things like
thought
that.
it was Scarecrow in this.
So that's what I'm saying. But him thinking it's Scarecrow, and this doesn't work because we know it's a nightmare. So you're playing this almost like, ooh, I'm going to get them with this twist. There's no twist. We know what's going on. So when he ends up finding that out, maybe, and it almost looks like they're going to team up, which they may, but it takes too long to get to anything. You're playing this like you think clever dupe, but at the end, the, crazy twists don't work because it's a nightmare. And we know it is. We know what's going on. Unfortunately, Dick Grayson doesn't, but it doesn't play out well in this for me. And then at the end, you kill Batman. Oh my God. And then you just throw in Barbara at the end just for,
let her go.
Sake, right? And then, oh my God, look at her. She's a cyborg. Oh my goodness. Get out the Marauders map and let's go there, Scarecrow. And off they go. But yeah, at the end, the art was okay, but it's not going to save it, like you said. No. And it's an oversized issue, and it just went on
and
forever.
Why?
I don't know. When I said it was like page 7. I'm like, oh, crap. And then I'm like, oh, there's a backup? What? And no backup. Then I was even mad that there wasn't a backup, that we could have had a little reprieve. I don't know, but it was nonsense. But what would you give it?
3.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm a 3. I thought it was, and that's liking
Maybe
the
I
art.
like the art a little bit more than you. 0.5 more.
It's just nothing. Again, I know that we keep saying it, but when it's this much nothing, then you get mad. That's a cash grab. It is nothing. It's just to have a Nightwing book out in this. They had no clue what to write, what to do. Get them out of here. They're off the Wonder Woman. Get them out.
You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.